Hello and welcome to MGP321. I'm Kev, and with me as ever, the Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Good evening, Kev.
Hello.
How you feeling about the numbering, Pab?
I'm almost tempted to stop it and restart it.
Well, I'm going to do 3, 2, 1 again. If you do that,
that's the reason I'm not stopping it.
We've just had a strongly worded discussion. Pab almost fired me just now because last week he gave me the wrong number. He told me last week's podcast was episode 320. So me, being the idiot that I am, didn't fact check it and just went out there and said episode 320. And then Pab, trying to make me look a fool, numbered it episode 319 when he published it. So I'm refusing to say 320 again. I did that last week. If he cares that much, he'll go back and take the 320 from last week and edit it in over my 321 from this week. And you know what, Pab? You do that every single week from now on because I'm always going to be one number ahead of you for the rest of time.
No, you're not. No, how's that? No, you won't be because I'll just back number them. Doesn't matter. Get you back on track. It's fine.
I'm doing 322 next week. I've got them written down on my pad.
I know your game though now. I know your system. So I'll just work out how to get you to say the right number. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, he won't remember next week. It's the numeric system, Pab, as well. His system is the numeric system. We all know it. We all learned it at primary school.
I've written 322 on next Friday in my diary.
Which means we're going to be on episode 323 next week, aren't we?
I don't know. Who knows?
Beware, though, it is his podcast, Kev, so
I know, he's fired at the moment, but I'm not afraid. Perhaps I'm angling to get fired. Perhaps I'm looking for a way out.
Since you bought us out, Pab, you've really turned this show corporate.
Exactly. You're a monster. And now, would you believe, boys and girls, he's forcing us to bring back MGPX as well. MGPX 2019, back to the tap. That's going to be the tagline on the T-shirts. We are returning MGPX to its spiritual home, the Brewery Tap in Peterborough, the finest pub in all of the half-mile area around Peterborough train station. Yeah, it's a great pub for that part of the world. It's going back home. We haven't been there since 2015. I think was the last time we did MGPX.
I was there a month ago.
I haven't been there since 2015. Pab, have you been there since 2015?
Nope.
So I would say that collectively, as a we've not been there since 2015, regardless of what you do in your spare time, Sheepdog.
The tap room's had a lick of paint, though. It looks slightly redder than I remember it being.
We'll roughen it back up again. Worry not. But we are there on Saturday, the 20th of July, 2019. And of course, as ever, you're all invited to come along and join us. We're doing the Indiegogo pay what you want situation again that we always do. You can buy your tickets right now at lelujo.fm/MGPX. We still don't have a website for the podcast, so we're having to do it on my website. But it's pay what you want, but basically if this Indiegogo doesn't fund by the end of February, we'll just cancel because we've got to pay them. We have to pay the Brewery Tap by the end of February, so we need to have funded the Indiegogo by then for it to go ahead. So if we don't hit the goal by the target date, no one gets charged, the way all crowdfunding stuff works. So, a splendid time will be had by all. And of course, in addition to us doing a live podcast, we'll also be bringing back the raffle. Sheepdog is going to get us loads of raffle goodies, aren't you, Sheepdog?
Well, yeah.
Sheepdog's going to get us lots of raffle goodies, and every £1 you spend on tickets will get you an entry into the famous MGPX raffle, and no doubt we'll be returning such classics as the quiz and, I don't know, some other stuff too, board games and stuff. You know, if you've been before, you know what it's like. If you've never been, imagine like a really well-run professional gaming event, opposite land that, and just think of chatting with us in the back room of a pub. And that's what it is, and it's awesome.
We'll get Dean to bring an air of class to it. He always does.
I don't want too much class.
I said an air. I would have said a
D of class. Rather inconsiderate word to use, talking about Dean. But I guess it's okay coming from you. If any of the rest of us had said it, it would have been offensive.
But no, he usually brings. I mean, I'm speaking out of turn. Really, he did say he'd be there on Twitter earlier, but we'll make him bring some stuff.
You're a monster, Sheepdog.
He said he'd come. What is this? He said, I'll be there. If it's happening, I'm there. I'm like, right, we'll bring all your
He didn't say he was bringing any stuff with him.
He can bring an old console or two, can't he? No, I'm not talking like kit out a lorry. Just bring a couple of consoles, stick them up on the telly. Job's a good one. I'll make Angry John come. It'll be a good time. Well, I'll make him come if people want.
Yeah, we're trying to sell tickets. Tell him that after February when we don't have to worry anymore.
I'll tell him to come on the Friday and he can pick his stuff up Sunday.
That's more like it. Get some projectors in there. That'd be lovely. But also this year, by popular demand, if you do back the Indiegogo, and this is the only way to get one of these, they're going to be so exclusive and sought after. If you back the Indiegogo before the end of February, you will get an exclusive I made MGPX 2019 happen lanyard that you can wear at the event and look super cool.
It's basically so we can remember your names.
Yeah.
Because we're monsters.
You remember some people's names.
I
know that
sure,
fellow who won the PlayStation a few years back. I remember his name.
Yeah.
Oh, me? Sorry, I'm miles away. That was me, yes.
That's the other advantage of coming to MGPX. If you play your cards right, you'll end up hosting the show with us and owning the whole intellectual property to MGP, like Pab has.
No. That was under your rules. Under my rules, that's not happening.
Oh, I see. That's not how it works now, is it?
No.
I'm just going to call everyone like Dean, Mark, Jake, and Steve, and it'll probably be right.
You know you're Steve, don't you?
Yeah, but there's also some Steves there, and if they say, do you mean John? I'll go, oh, no, that's my name, sorry. And they'll believe it because I've planted the seed that I'm a bit dense over the past 200 odd.
Oh, however did you manage that?
Yeah, past 320 episodes have just been a big long con, so I can just pretend I don't, I make people believe it.
Mm-hmm. Splendid. So that's happening. Lelujo.fm/MGPX. Get your tickets purchased, boys and girls. Like I say, there is some urgency around it. If it doesn't fund by the end of February, the event won't happen. So even if you're not completely sure whether you can come, just stick a $5 in anyway, just to make sure the event happens. So you've got the option to just turn up in July if you feel like it. Because if we don't fund, it doesn't happen. And then the four of us are going to spend the 20th of July just sat looking at a blank wall in our own houses, weeping and wondering what might have been.
Seems fair. And if you can't come, you can still enter the raffle. So it's worth doing that now.
Oh, don't start that nonsense. People know by now, 5 years in, they can enter the raffle. If they win, they ain't getting any stuff. Because we ain't ever sending it. So don't start with that nonsense. We do not. We pretend to, but we never actually send it.
I'm pretty sure we've sent some. I've seen you at the post office.
Well, you're in charge of sending stuff. I ain't sending anything to anybody.
Deal.
I'm surprised you turn up to the event. Goodness gracious me. Right, how are we all on this fine week anyway?
Very good.
Yeah, can't complain.
Oh, it's unfortunate.
I will.
Oh, go on then.
He's northern, isn't he? Go on.
Yeah, exactly.
What's too expensive this week?
Oh, don't get me started on what's too expensive.
Oh, come on, here we go then. What's too expensive?
I bought Hitman last weekend, Hitman 2. And I went to play it, and it boots up and it goes, let's just click on the options. And I just clicked on it, but it just looked in the settings, it just went, everything is low. All the graphic settings is low, and everything's like off. And I was like, that seems odd. Yeah, I've never had that before on this system. So I went, okay, let's just go into the GeForce thing. And the GeForce is very much an optimistic system and goes, no, you can do this, you can do that. It actually knows what you can do and it tells you what, but everything on there is low as well. I was like, oh no, I'm about to play a game in low settings. This has not happened before on this PC. So I put it on and you start on the beach side on this, the first level on Hitman, and you go to this like, this beach house villa type thing. And I get in, it's fine getting up to the house, and I get in the door, and suddenly 15 frames a second. Can't play, it's pretty much unplayable. And it was kind of heartbreaking, just sat there going, oh no.
But if you buy it on Steam, can't you just get a refund?
No, I didn't buy it on Steam. But it doesn't bother me about the game. The game is, I want to play the game.
Like Pab needs a new PC.
Exactly, that's where the expensive part comes in.
How much your PC?
My PC, my 2013, so 6-year-old-ish, give or take. And it's just not having it anymore. I know full well it's not been the best. It's getting old because I've got like Fortnite on the lowest settings, lowish settings now, and I've just been living with it because it's just Fortnite. So effectively, I've got a week off at the start of February set to do this, and it's going to cost me about £1,500, and I'm not happy about it.
Just use the week off to do some modelling gigs, and then that'll pay for your PC for you.
It's not a bad idea.
I'll pay you £12 to model the lanyards that we're doing for MGPX.
I'd probably chuck an extra 20 in just to get a few pictures of you from the left and the right, just minding your own business, so that when we don't do an episode, I've got something. I was gutted the other day when I realised I had 3 pictures I've never used before on my phone.
Really?
Wow. And I've not been putting them out because I thought the well had gone dry.
We should have had a week off then.
It's funny.
We could have had the next 3 weeks off, but I wasted them.
It's funny. Someone's going to look at your phone one day and go, "Why have you got all these pictures of this bloke in it?"
They won't. No.
They're not. Somebody.
Sheepdog. Me and Pab are sharing a room at Comic-Con.
Oh yes,
in May.
got about that.
We're going to get so many sleeping pictures of Pab when I'm up until 2 a.m.
Leave him alone.
Let's think about this, Sheepdog. No, it isn't going to happen. It ain't going to happen.
When you said that, I was a little bit disappointed that I'll either won't be there because I'll be at Stag Do, or I'll be at my mum and dad's, so I won't get to. But I did think the same thing. I should just get pictures of him while he's asleep. Although he doesn't sleep, he'll pretend to be asleep and he'll lay there watching something or reading something or whatever, and he just waits for you to go to sleep. Secondly, if somebody looks at the pictures on my phone, they're not going to get far enough to why I've got pictures of you, because I've just I wanted to flick back and see how many I had, and the first picture on my phone is me asking on Google, "How do you join the Yakuza?" And then a picture of 2 Yakuza agents, because someone wanted to dress as Japanese mafia for a fancy dress party, and I was like, I can't bother to buy a costume. It's probably cheaper to join them and be handed a costume than it is to buy.
I don't think it's a costume, Sheepdog.
Well, I assume they give everyone the standard tie and mask and that sort of thing. And then there's loads of pictures of number plates, because the chemist near where I work has been buying or somehow getting weird number plates where they've got one that spells tablets out of letters and numbers, TAB137S.
Why are you taking pictures of them?
Because I want to know why the hell Hall's chemist is bothering. Who's like going, oh, well, you know, their number plate is NH53, NHS3, NHS.
But I still don't know why you're taking photos of them.
Because I'm documenting them.
You know what, Sheepdog?
Yes?
You know what, Sheepdog? I saw a Halls van on the motorway the other day, and I sped up to see what the number plate was.
And what was it? Was it?
It wasn't a private number plate. It was just a regular number plate. I was disappointed.
Are you sure though? Did you just?
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah.
Was it like P1?
L1? No, it was just a standard number plate.
So the pharmacy near where I work, for some reason, has decided that its full fleet of vans need to have medical-related number plates.
Why has a pharmacy got a fleet of vans?
I don't know, mate. A lot of people need tablets, I suppose. But yeah, that's the first 4 pictures on my phone are the Yakuza and that. So they're not getting to you. It's just tons of Pokemon pictures there, and a picture of half my mate's face and the other half of his face, because I realised if you took these 2 pictures and cut them down the middle, one picture cut it down the middle. He looks angry on one half and surprised on the other half. So yeah, they're not getting to you.
You're a strange chap, isn't you?
Not really, just complicated.
So, video games. There's been a new one come out today. Have we all procured it?
Which one?
New Super Mario Bros. U on the Nintendo Switch.
It's on my Christmas list that no one bought it for me, so I'm gutted.
You spend a month on Twitter moaning about not having anything for your wife to get you for Christmas.
Yeah, but I assumed one of my family members was going to buy it as a pre-order, and they didn't.
Wow.
Yeah. And when I said to Mrs. Sheepdog earlier today, this was on my Christmas list and I never got it, she went, well...
Tough.
Yeah, I haven't got... Christmas was last month, so I'm hard done by.
I've got a Christmas present still coming, haven't I, Kevin?
You have. One's coming in June. That's when it comes out.
What was it?
It's a Fallout novel or something. It's not released until June. But you've also got something coming this month, which is a Nuka-Cola juice squirter or something.
What? Did you just basically send Bethesda a bit of money and say, just keep posting it?
Yeah, it's like a loot crate. I just send them 20 quid a month and they send me whatever they can think to print the word Fallout on.
Yeah.
Sorted for gifts for life.
That would be excellent.
But anyway, New Super Mario Bros. U. Why has it still got the U in the title? I know it's a re-release of the Wii U game. You'd think
that's why it has to be in there.
It's literally a remake.
If it was just New Super Mario Brothers, that was the DS one, wasn't it? New Super Mario Brothers.
Well, they could have called it New Super Mario Bros. Switch or something.
But it's not.
Weird
it's not
to have the U in there.
It's just a remake? That's why. Go on.
Well, this to show it's the remake, but they've added in Nabbit and Toad Air, haven't they?
Yeah, but it's only characters.
I thought the Nabbit was already in
no,
there.
No, it's new for this game.
Is that how you're going to play it? I can just imagine that being Kev mode. Just Nabbit all the way through.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Indestructible.
They've also got Luigi in there. Was the Luigi thing a
Super
DLC?
Luigi U, yeah, it was DLC for that game, yeah.
I thought it was just a new game.
It was sold standalone, I think, maybe, but you could get it as DLC.
Okay.
I think you had to have the game as well, maybe.
It's 100 levels or something like that. It's however many levels, 100 seconds to do them, and they're harder.
Yeah, they're really hard, apparently.
So you won't do them, Kev.
No. Me and Anna played this for a couple of hours earlier today and almost cut each other's throats out.
Yeah.
Playing Mario together is just hideous. It's stuff that we could both do comfortably on our own, but because we're getting in each other's way and bouncing off each other's heads.
Oh, no. So you can still bounce.
Oh, yeah.
No.
And the amount of times one of us would be doing a jump and would accidentally headbutt the feet of the other person who was doing the jump and just plunge to our deaths.
I'm not going to get this.
We got to our second continue each on the first world because we kept killing each other so much. I'm surprised I've survived through to this evening after we played that game together earlier today because she threw a cherry pie at me at least 10 times.
Yes.
Really hard as well. Cherry pies hurt.
I said to my family, they're re-releasing the Mario game for the Wii U. We should get it. It'll be amazing. We can all play together. But hearing that you can bump into each other, I don't want it anymore at all. Not any part of me wants it anymore. You said that because we got the one on the bloody Wii and I ended up playing it on my own to the end because it was just a nightmare playing it with Claire. And I think Emily was only little at the time, so we didn't really play it that much with her. But I remember playing with my family on Christmas Day and it nearly ruined Christmas. So we just, I'm not going to bother. I don't need the aggro.
You could just get it and play it on your own, because I'm sure it's delightful.
I can't though, because I got Smash Bros with the intention of not letting the little ones play it because it's a 12, and I didn't even get it. Before the moment they saw that it had Pichu and Pikachu and all the other Pokemon in it. It just yeah.
Sounds like you need to get a second Switch, one for the children to touch and one for only Sheepdog to touch.
It sounds like I need to convert my garage into another living room, mate, so that I can hide in there and do what I want without children joining in.
What kind of monster would do a thing like that?
I could just I had Monday and Tuesday off, and when I got to Monday morning, I very nearly opened the garage door and rearranged it all and turned it into a room for me. But I text Claire to say, would that be weird? And she texted back, don't do that. You said you were going to do some writing, so I wrote instead.
Did you write about how much you wanted to sort the garage?
No.
That would have been good. That would have been a really passive-aggressive way. Just when you get home, just say, look what you caused today. This is what you did.
Yeah.
All I wanted was to rearrange the garage.
A strongly worded letter to her, moaning about what...
Certainly. There you go. I wrote something. Happy now. Pab, you have played this, though, haven't you?
Yes, I have played it.
And how are you finding it, Sex? Presumably you're not playing with Anna and she doesn't want to kill you.
No, I'm playing
Kevin, you're
on
just
my own.
Annoying. That's
I can
why.
see that. I can see that. No, I'm playing it on my own. It seems fine.
It's the same, isn't it?
I got it for Wii U, and I must have played one level maybe because I've done a few levels now, and I've gone. I do not remember any of this at all. This doesn't look familiar or anything. But it just, I don't know what it is about it. It just seems a bit slow for me. It just
definitely.
It feels a bit slow, and like I don't know if it's just because like playing stuff like Dead Cells or other platformers that have been on like since that came out. It just seems a bit sluggish. And I kind of want. I don't know if it is in this. It could be in the settings. I want like an auto run. It just runs all the time, so I'm not just like having to. So, like,
don't you agree with him on that?
It is.
You kept
It is
telling
really...
me off for running. I kept running.
But the fact, you were running, but I was trying to get points and the power ups. But going at it, like trying to catch that guy, it's really slow.
Yeah, it feels a bit slow for me. I don't know where. I mean, I could just get used to it and it'd be fine. But it's just. I was like, I just forever just holding down the run button. I was like, it doesn't feel good just to hold down a button.
No.
It's like, and also the run button is also the shoot button if you've got like a flower power or whatever it is.
It's always been the case though.
I know it has, but it still doesn't feel. It feels like I'm trying to shoot someone and run at the same time.
Hold
it's like
the phone. There's a run button.
Yeah, hold one of the buttons, isn't it? It's hold the top two, isn't it? Is it X and Y?
You know this, Anna.
No, I didn't.
That would have made it a lot easier to catch that fella.
You hold X or Y, and it gives you like a run. It's always been there. Super.
Have you never played a Mario game before?
I've played every Mario game and never knew there was...
How did you fly in Mario World?
You didn't.
I don't remember.
Yeah, Super Mario World, I think the run came in. Did it? Or was it earlier than that?
Yeah. It might be. I think it was always
Super Mario Bros. 3, and I don't think you had to run to do it.
It wasn't quite the same in 3 though. Yeah, no, it was the same in 3. I forgot about that. I always remember that just being a bit different. The cape, you had to just run. It went, and then you could jump and fly.
Well, I never. I'm going to play it again and try and run and see what happens.
You should. I don't think I've ever beaten Wendy's Castle on that game. I've been tempted to do a run of every game like that where I've
never finished a Mario game. This might explain why. The one on the Odyssey is the first Mario game I've ever completed. Probably because I never knew you could run.
And you didn't run in Odyssey either?
No. I didn't know you could.
And you haven't completed Odyssey. You might have got the end bit.
Oh, your definition of completed is so stupid. I finished the story. That means I finished the game.
The story goes on and on. I haven't completed the story on it. It's like I've completed the story. Sorry, I've not completed the extra story because it's.
I don't want the extra story. I completed the story. I finished the game. I don't want to do all the bonus nerd stuff.
No.
But yeah, I might go back and replay every Mario game.
Yeah, suddenly be good at video games.
Yeah, I imagine. You'll be telling me that you can duck in shooting games next and all sorts.
Yeah, people keep telling me you can break in racing games, but I feel like that's just some sort of stupid nonsense that only nerds would do.
Exactly. Well, I feel like my world has been turned on its head. I want to go and get my Switch now and just try this running nonsense.
I'm trying to think what other games you probably don't know you can do stuff like that in now. You can run in Sonic, yeah?
Well, you just push right, don't you? You don't have to do anything else.
Well, you can...
When you say there's a run button, are you talking about the directional button?
No,
you push right.
It's X or Y on the actual buttons.
My mind is blown.
The top two buttons out of the
whatever your shoot button is, you hold that button down and they'll run.
I mean, Mario's had the same controllers since the year dot. You jump with the bottom two, you run with the top two, you shoot with the top two. Job done.
I am flabbergasted.
You know, if you press down and jump on Sonic, he spins on the spot, and then you let go and he flies off into the distance, yeah?
Yes.
But does Kev know that?
I've never made it past the first 3 levels of Sonic.
Have you done the spin jump, at least?
On what?
On Mario, with the right trigger.
I don't know what you're talking about.
See, I told you we needed to look at the controls, because it's still a bit slow.
The spin jump's where he goes, and jumps straight up.
And like spins.
I never use that though. What's the benefit of it?
I've used it a little bit, but yeah, I don't really use it.
What? I mean, who's that benefiting?
Well, apparently you can jump on spikes with that, on a spin jump.
Why would you want to jump on a spike, Pab?
You know, you can jump across spikes, I mean, not on spikes and kill yourself. You can jump across them.
I feel like you can jump across spikes by doing a run and jump like a normal person as
Oh,
well.
no, but if you need to get over a series of, like, what are them?
The only time that spin jump's ever been useful was in Mario World when he had ape, so you could just go bloop, see you later.
There you go.
Or with the fire flower, don't you fire both directions with a spin jump?
Yes, he just spits it around everywhere.
I think we should wrap this podcast up so I can go and practice some stuff on bearing in mind, I only figured out how to drift on Mario Kart over Christmas.
I saw you tweet about that, and I wanted to spit in your face. Because I was just like, I mean, but you only found out last episode that you were playing it wrong, that you had the controls set up to just keep you.
I think what we've learnt here is I don't read the instructions, and
That makes me
this is a
really
Nintendo
annoyed.
issue. There is so much assumed knowledge on Nintendo games because it doesn't come with a manual.
Mate,
there's no tutorial. It doesn't tell you what to do.
There's
How
2
do I
points
know
about
there's a
this.
wrong button?
There's 2 points about this. Usually, Mario doesn't tell you this during the games, but I mean, normal people see what the other buttons do. But in all the other Mario games, especially the modern games in general, every time there's a bloody load screen, it says to you, if you press this button...
I am not reading that trash.
But you want to read a manual.
No, I don't.
But you're complaining there isn't one.
Yeah, I'm not going to read it though.
You literally just said, this is the problem with
what I need is a grown-up.
There's no manual.
What I need is a grown-up to sit down and tell me how to play games when they come out. Tell me what I'm doing wrong.
If they're like 1,000-year-old game series like that, then I can probably come up and stand behind you for 20 minutes just going, yeah, try pressing this. Oh, yeah, you know, like you moaning about Smash Bros.
Perhaps you'll get me on. Perhaps you'll get me onto level 5 of Sonic.
See, Sonic would be on my list of games. Certain games I've never completed. I never did the end of Sonic 3 or Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Never did those last bosses. Really tempted to
I
start
never saw
running.
a second boss in any of these games.
You're a monster, but I got to the final boss. I mean, there's so many games where I got to the final boss. If I could do like a level cheat to the end of all these games and just sit and do them, I'd be so satisfied. It'd probably solve a lot of issues, like deep resentment. But no, every time I play Smash Bros at the moment, I think Kev's an idiot.
Me and Anna sat and played that on Saturday night for like 2 hours, and we tried doing all the stuff you two talked about, and it was just turd. It was rubbish.
No, you're wrong.
You are wrong. It's fun. No. I mean, the one part someone tweeted me earlier, but I'd already found it online because I wanted to know how long I had to wait for certain characters to return. I mentioned it last week. And there's I can't remember what it's called, a new challenger approach or something like that. The gates, yeah. So I went and played through all the characters and all the ones we'd lost, and most of them I managed to beat first time again and get them. So the ones the kids had lost to, I managed to get. But Jigglypuff, my God, impossible. I think I fought it about 8 times because it doesn't let you just sit and battle it.
Doesn't let you just redo it now.
I had to keep going and doing other things and then coming back and fighting it. And when I completed it, I wanted to do a lap of honor. It was ridiculously hard, but I got a tweet from Thomas Mellish saying he just listened to the podcast, and you know, am I aware that there's the heroes approaching games and more? And I was like, yeah, I've literally just found out about it. There is awesome modes in there as well that I didn't know were there. The classic mode where you basically play through old style Smash Bros, where you're one character, you fight through however many battles. There's an end boss. There's a bonus level where you run through a 2D like maze. There's an awesome shooting battle at the end where you're shooting the end credits. Which I thought was brilliant. My kids were terrible at it, bless them. They didn't get it at all because they weren't raised in the 90s, but it was awesome.
Whose fault's that?
Oh yeah, I know. But yeah, the fact is that game is fantastic and it's got so much to it. And I will concede I didn't know a lot of this stuff existed in it because it doesn't tell you, but that's been exciting.
But the actual game itself is rubbish.
It's not rubbish.
No, there's There's something to it.
Nah.
It's a fighting
I feel
game.
like it depends who you play as.
It's a fighting game.
It depends who you play as to how feasible the course is going to be. Like, if you're a character that doesn't have multiple jumps, you're not going to be doing very good on a level with sides.
Yeah.
Whereas a flat level, you're going to be no good being Kirby. So it's all about. I mean, it's got a lot of depth to it. That's why it's great. If you randomize
depth, I just want it to be fun, and it's not.
But if you're randomizing it, and 1 minute you're on a completely flat desert, and someone's Ryu and you're Kirby, they're decking you, and in the next level, when they're Ryu and you're Kirby, and you smash them over the edge, and Ryu only jumps in the air once and falls to his death, you're laughing because you're sorted. You can also tweak it so that you don't have to do the whole percent thing, which I think throws a lot of people. You don't have to set it so that the higher because the whole point is that if they're at 100%, that means that's
the likelihood of them getting smashed.
That percentage thing, that there were so many times where me and Anna would just collide with each other in the middle of the screen, like the sudden death stuff. It was always a lottery. We wouldn't know which one of us.
Yeah, it is a lottery. It's whoever hits first.
Yeah, but it would happen, and we'd be like, we don't know who's won. We'll find out in a minute, I guess.
That's weird, but because I always knew he'd win. But like, it's the screen's getting shrinking in. So if you just don't move, you're going to go off the screen and get killed.
Yeah.
But it is first hit wins, and I guess that's a good thing though. If you don't know, it's because you were both so quick, you both hit at the same time somehow. But when it's me versus Ollie, I know I've smashed him first because he doesn't even know what's going on, and I've not told him. If we're 50-50 next to him, he doesn't even know it's a 50-50 crap shot. It's just,
Wow.
If he wins that, I've let myself down. But the whole, you don't have to do the 300%. 300% is like a feather will make them fly off kind of level of damage.
Yeah.
If someone's really good at avoiding being hit, they, over the length of a battle, but you can just have it to be hit points instead, and their health just go down, and when you've hit them enough, they die, and that's it. Or they respawn and they lose a life or whatever. There's lots of kind of personalization to your preferences. You can set it to only do levels where you can't fall off the edge, and then you're just fighting in a arena. I just like the randomness of it. I just like the fluidness of it. And I just stumbled into the fact there was a game, I said, there's a game mode that's like a watered down story mode, like the old Smash Bros., where you can set how hard you want it to be. And if you decide to go for the maximum hardness, it's like a tapestry along the screen. And it says if you go to 5 and start at 5, the tapestry will get longer and the game will get harder. And I assumed that the end boss is like 8, and then you do it again at 8. You can start at 8 at that point. You've unlocked extra hardness. Because I was trying to unlock characters, I was setting it at 0, like 0.1 or whatever. The lowest might be 1, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then it was reaching 3 by the end, but I'd done it pretty much with my eyes shut. But that was great fun because it was, I let Ollie play that, and he felt like a boss because he was just completing it left, right, and centre. And I was making it a bit harder and just seeing. I was basically testing how good he was at it so that I could scope him out and see whether I can beat him better in future. But there's a horde mode type thing on it where you're basically being hit by 100 characters and you've just got to survive, which I think is brilliant because, that I haven't done it, but I think that I'm assuming that, you can only die once, but they just keep coming until you've beaten them.
Presume so.
There's like a never-ending battle version, which is interesting because I guess you see how far you can get on that one and you get a higher score. It's just got tons of stuff to it. It's jammed. The only thing I feel like it's missing, which it could be in there, there's so much stuff I've not got to it yet, was in the last good one, at least on the Wii. It had more levels where like you had to take Kirby through a maze doing his float jump and hits. You had to go and collect, let's say it was like, I can't remember what the symbols were, but let's say they were like stars. So you might do a level where you have to get Kirby to collect all the stars and get to the end, and then the next level might be Mario. It's all kind of benefiting from their little strengths and weaknesses. And it just kind of did a lot of homages to old games and stuff like that. So it was good. It might be in there. The fact there's a bonus level that does that 2D jumping through thing suggests it might be in there somewhere, but this has got so much to it, and this is probably the most value for money game I've got in ages, really.
And on that note, if anyone wants to buy a copy, feel free to make me an offer on Twitter. We are done with it.
That's mad.
It goes in the turd pile with Zelda.
Zelda's not a turd.
They're both turds.
No, Zelda's good. You just don't have patience.
But luckily, because they're Nintendo first-party games, it's £100 worth of turd there for me. Wouldn't say.
My boss was looking to buy a Switch the other day, and he said to me, it was weird actually, because he's not really a gamer, and he said, are they any good? Yeah, it's like the best console that's been released in decades.
Ever.
And I talked him through it, and at first I thought I was like, you know, when someone asks you a question about something you're interested in, you just start talking, and you think, I don't know when to stop. I'm like, I'm enjoying the fact that my boss has asked me about games. I'm just going to take it for all it's worth. And then after I'd written my essay detailing the finer points, and I'd mentioned in passing that the games retain their value really well. So even if he doesn't like the games, he could just flog them for what he spent on them pretty much. He was like, I'm going to ring their nan and get her to buy him one. Just for legend, okay. And I was like, make sure you get 4 controllers, don't get the Pro-Cons, get the Joy-Cons if you want Mario Party, blah blah blah. And I've just converted someone to Nintendo Land.
That was on the Wii U.
Yeah, I realised as I was saying it, that was really lame as well.
So that was Pab's review of New Super Mario Bros. U, and now we can move on.
Yeah, move on. I played Smash Brothers.
Oh, for God's sake.
So did I.
Yeah, strange, isn't it?
It's fantastic.
Well, on that note, if anyone wants to buy a copy, they can hit me up on Twitter at Lelujo. Looking at Amazon, it's $49.99 new or $63.99 used. I will do you all a deal. You can buy my used copy for the price you'd pay for a new copy on Amazon, and then if you want, you can flip it yourself and sell it on at a profit. So $49.99. First person to make me an offer can have it at $49.99. That is not like a £4 offer. That's stupid.
How many more subscribers do you think you need before you can start signing the games and people will just pay you more? I'll sign it.
Yeah, if anyone wants a signed copy of Smash Brothers, you can have that for $55.
For anyone who thinks that's mad, I'll probably spoke about this before, but if I didn't, this is the first time. I once sold a finished copy of a Pokemon game with the note in there saying, I've already caught them all, so if you load it up, move them to a bank, but then start the game again, you basically sorted yourself out, and put an extra tenner on it, and someone bought it. So Amazon's mental. It's worth a shot.
That's mad.
I might just put a note on there saying I've already caught them all on this and see if it works.
People are mental.
An extra tenner if you want a note saying I've already caught them all as well.
Obviously, they would have complained the heck out of it if I'd said that and hadn't. But yeah,
I'll do it on Anna's account and it doesn't matter then.
Yeah.
No, you won't.
What?
I do
The
listen.
extra tenner.
I want extras on the banks.
I can't sell on Amazon anyway. I'm still banned because I still owe him £100.
Wow.
I'm surprised Jeff Bezos said
this. I sold a phone on there in about 2012 and someone claimed it wasn't delivered and put a refund for it. I refused to pay the refund, so Amazon did. And then they banned me from selling on there. And I'm still banned, I think. Which is weird because Amazon send me a check every.
He needs that money. He's getting a divorce, old Bezos.
Well, he doesn't want to stop sending me money. I like my Amazon monies.
I'm pretty sure my original account on PayPal's banned because they asked me to pay like 15 quid's worth of eBay fees and I thought it was a scam, so I just disappeared. And now we live in a world, because it was like when PayPal was like a new thing and I had no idea what I'd done to warrant that. And I'm looking back now thinking like it was probably related to eBay or something. I don't know. But yeah, I can't use my normal email on PayPal because the account's banned and I don't know what I owe them. I think it's like I'd quite happily give them the tenner because I want to use my own email address, but that account's just ruined. So fair enough. If they're listening, Elon Musk, he doesn't own it anymore, does he? But if he's listening, put me in touch.
So Smash Brothers.
No! We've already talked about Smash Brothers, surely.
He's the boss, mate.
No. Yeah. Sit down, be quiet. I was going to ask Sheepdog, did you play the Spirits mode at all?
Yeah, I didn't get very far, but it's I like it.
So on Saturday, I set aside. Last week, I said I need to set aside a number of hours to play Red Dead. So Saturday I went, right, okay, I've got time to play Red Dead. And I put Smash Brothers on and played it for 4 hours. And all I was doing.
I don't know if you're listening to yourself here, Pab. Yeah. That's not what you plan to do.
Oh no, I know. I just got into the spirits mode. Is incredible. It's so good.
The movie's
so
fun.
Cool. It's so cool. It's just, yeah. It's I like that.
The opening video on its own was worth the price of admission.
Oh, I kept trying to skip that.
Why? I was enjoying that.
Yeah, but it was so long and boring.
You got to watch like the entire Nintendo universe just get killed. It was
so
pretty
boring.
mental. I was genuinely concerned that my kids were like when it started up. I didn't know that was going to happen. And then I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. And then I thought, oh my God, the kids are watching Mario die. And I mean, they didn't really comment on it. I don't know whether they'll be telling a psychologist about it when they're older, but they didn't mention it to me.
They've seen Mario die thousands of times anytime they've played the game.
You say that, but we're good. We know how to run in it.
That's also a good point. It's got you there.
Your kids, on the other hand, will be like, he just didn't run. I don't know what's wrong with him. The guy's an idiot. God knows how he got us to this age.
Anyway, spirit mode is it's the story mode of the game. There's so much depth to it. It's unreal. The amount of like the spirits that you collect and the different cards that you get and whatever.
I feel like this was where pre-order bonuses kind of ruin it a little bit because I just equipped good pre-order bonuses and I'm overpowered.
All I do is have because it's when you go to when you select your spirits before a fight, I just have it auto pick because then it's like it's a rock paper scissors kind of system, isn't it? With like what you may have equipped. So I just have it auto pick. So I never really have the same. I have like a general set of what cards are good and what have you, but it doesn't always pick the best ones. It just picks the ones that it thinks is best for this fight. So in a way, you're right in some aspects, but you only got one card, I think. It's not like as if you got a stack of them. And it's just like one more fight. Just one more fight. I'll just see what else I can get. And do you see the spirit board as well? The spirit board is great as well.
I don't remember. I mean, which I have some. I can't remember what they're called or what game they're called. It's like Herbert Philanthropists or something. I don't know. The vacant holidayers. I don't know. They're like a man and a woman. There's
so many references. It's unreal the amount of references in it is like to old games and stuff like that. It's just.
I was staring at it thinking, is this like a reference? Because it looks like an old JRPG that they're referencing, and I'm like, who are these characters? Why? I feel like I should know who they are.
I'm the same. There's loads of them I don't know.
It offered me an Eevee from Pokemon. I'm like, yeah, that's going to be my companion. I don't care. Like, you know, it ups attack, defense, hit points, job done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the spirit board is like it's like a timed event thing where it's every 5 minutes. There's like about 8 to 10 cards on this board, and you pick one. It's like you pick it and you fight it like you would in spirit mode. But it's just like a timed event, and all you're doing is getting a new spirit every time. And like there's the difference in levels, like novice ones and what have you. But then there's weekly events going on. I mean, at the minute it's like double XP and coin or whatever it is. But last week it was NES and Famicom characters. So there were certain cards that were only available for a certain amount of time. And the week of Christmas it was Odyssey characters, I think. So there's only a set number of you could have got spirits from Odyssey. And like I say, I just think that's a really good way of keeping updating it, because I just keep going to it, just seeing what's on there, seeing what different cards are on there.
They seem to have planned for it to be played for a while because they aren't bringing out the Piranha Plant character until the end of Feb or something mad.
Yeah, they're giving people a chance to get it because you've got till I think the end of January to claim it, haven't you? I think.
All right, it just told me I was getting it.
Yeah.
We'll give it to you.
Yeah, I'm the same. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so but I think you've got to the end of January to claim it. So then once it's claimed, it'll.
But why not? It's weird that I don't just have it now.
Because it's a DLC character, so it's not actually out yet.
Yeah, but let the other people just get it when they put the disc in, surely, if they've pre-ordered it.
Yeah, but it's not physically out yet.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying. I own the game. They don't have to. I don't understand why they couldn't have just given it me now. I released it now. Just let me get on with it. and let new people get it later on? That making us all wait until later, is that like?
Like I said, it's part of the DLC plan. So people who didn't get it with pre-order, whatever it is, early, they'll have to pay for it later on for the part of the DLC.
I don't really see what the benefit will be, because surely he's going to be one of these characters who can't jump high because he's hooked to it.
Who knows? I don't know. I'm not
weird one.
I mean, last thing I'll say on it is a sheepdog. How many characters have you unlocked now?
Oh, I don't know. Lost count. 25, 30.
You unlocked one?
Yeah.
That's a start.
About the 10th time of asking.
Go to your heroes door and you can replay them all.
I don't understand what you're saying. I've already offered people the opportunity to buy it off me, Sheepdog. I couldn't possibly risk damaging it and lose my 50 quid.
Yeah. I think I'm now on around 65.
That's mad.
Bonkers.
The last thing I'll say, because I know Kev's desperate to stop talking about this game. I thought people like Cloud from Final Fantasy and other characters were in it, and when I looked down the list of who unlocks what, maybe Cloud is on there. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it feels like someone told me it was like 90 characters you could unlock, but this list doesn't have 90 people on it.
74 is the total.
Right, okay.
Plus 5 or 6 more over DLC. It'll be.
Right, okay.
I think so. 74 is your current total. So I'm getting close. I'm nearly done. Nearly done it all. All the characters. It's been fun.
You can sell yours too. Get
No,
two
that's
for
where I
£100.
suddenly get to play it with like loads of players, loads of characters. It's great fun.
Get to press the Wii Fit trainer, Kev.
Man or woman?
I don't know. It's ridiculous. She flies by hula hooping and kicks footballs at people. And
we were playing it, and the puppy dogs from the Nintendo's kept licking the screen.
That's like
They're getting in the way completely. You can't see anything.
Well, that's the point. That's the Mario Kart Squid Ink move.
Yeah. But it's so cute. I want that to
It is just a Mario Kart fighting game, basically. It's meant to be carnage. It's meant to be communist, so that...
Yeah, but me and Anna couldn't work out how to pick up any of the stuff.
No. Not a clue.
That's because you don't seem to realise, Kev, that there's more than 2 buttons on the Nintendo.
Well, he was just telling me there was just 2 buttons.
I'm an NES player. I use my 2 buttons, and that's it.
But one of them was run and the other was jump. I actually pulled my cheeks really hard then. Now my face hurts, so thank you very much. I'll tell you what, I know I said it was the last thing, but any tips for anyone out there who does buy Kev's copy? King K. Rool is the daddy. He's my favourite character in it. He beats everyone because when you're falling to death as King K. Rool, you just press up and whatever button it is, and he flies off with a little propeller up over his head. And he helped me beat Jigglypuff, and he's the man. I don't think anybody is as good as him so far.
Is that your main then, Sheepdog?
I'm not telling you my secrets, Pab. I've only played with him half the time. Every other time.
Who've you been playing with?
I'm not telling you because one day we might be in a tournament. If me and you are in the Super Smash Bros. Tournament finals and you're there going,
I assume you'll be in the tournament at MGPX.
Yeah.
You'll be going, oh, here he is. He'll be playing a Daisy then, and I'll boom, Dr. Mario in your face.
Oh, I'd beat you with that. If you were Dr. Mario, I'd beat you.
Anyone would lose with Dr. Mario, Pab. You're a fool if you believe that.
Yeah. I would beat you if you were Dr. Mario. I'd beat you with most people, if I'm honest with you.
You wouldn't beat me with King K. Rool, though.
I'd beat you both.
Yeah, I look forward to it.
Right, that's it. We're having a Smash Brothers tournament at MGPX. And a Mario Kart tournament. As long as we have it set up so that we can't come off the track and we don't have to press accelerate.
No, I think it needs to be 200cc race with no barriers and absolute carnage.
I tried that the other day and just got very upset with it.
You realise you're basically children and you start. That's how I felt, though. I'm not criticising you by saying that. When I turned them off the first time and I realised it was like the first day I got it, I was like, I'm so good at this. And then I realised why. And when I turned it off, I was so ashamed. We didn't play it for about a week as a family because I just felt like I'd let myself down. I was so bad at it. I've got better, though, with time.
So, what else have you kids been playing then?
I played some Doom.
Okay.
Some old, PlayStation 4 Doom.
Yeah, not original Doom.
Yeah,
It's
Not
a
original
30-year
Doom.
franchise.
So I bought this for $5 over Christmas because I just wanted some. Yeah, I just wanted something where I didn't have to think about it, and there was a lot of carnage, and that's what
Next
it
time
gave
you get a
me.
game like that for a $5, let me know where you got it for a $5 because that's
On Amazon.
Really?
$5 on there. I think it was.
I mean, I haven't played Red Dead or Spider-Man, so I don't think I'll be getting this. But for a $5, that's
It's good.
Yeah. Oh, it's at the moment it's $9.49, but when the
I'm not
sales
made
run-
of money, Anna. For goodness' sake.
But yeah, I got it for a $5 over Christmas. It was brand new, like never been out of the package. So
That's why it was so cheap then. We all know used games are worth more on Amazon. than brand new.
yeah, but it's gory as anything. Like I know it is, and like I was playing it, and then I was going through it thinking I don't remember any of this, and then I remembered I got to a part where you had to go up this like machine that had loads of moving parts, but it was circular, and you had to go up, and there was different levels and different ways of getting up. And I remember I was like, oh, I didn't get. This is where I finished because I just had enough of it because I couldn't do it this time. Straight up, straight through, off to where I was going. But oh my god, it gets mental.
Oh yeah.
It's so
Do you have the
gory.
VR version, Pab?
No, I didn't. I wanted to get it, but it's not the same game for a start. It's
I
much
prefer to
smaller.
control it with piano.
It's much.
So I was first to play it with piano with Proton.
Yeah, you see, it's a much more
That's my LinkedIn picture.
condensed thing. Yeah. Doom itself, it goes places. It goes some places, and it's
Hell,
it's
normally.
bonkers. No, it's insane.
It is.
The game just gets like more and more insane. The rock music gets harder and harder,
Yeah,
and it's just
mad.
it's just awesome. It is such a good game.
Sounds like a night out with the Sheepdog. The rock music gets harder and harder. Things get
I don't
insane.
think I've ever played this game.
Really?
In
So I had
any
it.
version or this
Pretty
one?
sure I've never played any
You've
version.
never
of
played Doom?
Maybe the first
Wow.
one years ago.
I'm
So
go on.
carry on. No, sorry.
I was going to say I'm kind of abhorred that my parents let me play this, sub 12-year-old. I must have been about 8 or 9, maybe 10. Whenever
God.
PCs became a household thing, Ford gave all of their employees a grant to buy computers, and my dad brought some weird tiny computer. Tiny went bust like years later, and he got Doom on like 28 floppy disks.
Yeah.
He didn't know how to install it, so I installed it and then played the heck out of it, and it was so violent, and I was so young, and I think, why? I'd never let my kids play this game.
No, definitely not. But like, so it's a Bethesda game, and because is it Wolfenstein or Wolfenstein?
Yeah.
You could go, like, you would go to sleep and you would be in the old ones, the old levels. And this has also got old levels that you can find within the level. So there's like secrets and
little rooms.
and they take you to the old Doom style, which is, I've not found one. I've just seen
there's
it,
one early on that I've seen, but you can miss them, and
really good. Because the way Doom is, there's a lot of ways to go around stuff. It's not one linear path, like you can go over here, over there, underneath there. It's just basically here's a play space. This is your objective. Now go and have fun, and then that's what you do. But very red. Looked awesome with my backlight being red and the lights being off. It was mad. But yeah, that's fun for a $5. I don't mind
Definitely.
it. And I also picked up Homefront: The Revolution. The Revolution. I like this game. Like, it got panned and everyone hates it, but I like it. I've played it before. I've finished it before. I bought it again. I'm playing on a different profile and I have the DLC now. But again, it's a story, and I like the fact, like, they tell you basically what's happened. Like, we were buying all our appliances and stuff from, I think it's China or that kind of area. Yeah. And basically everyone was relying on them for appliances, satellites, phones, tablets, airplanes, like everything. And then one day they decided that they put a back door into everything and basically shut it all down and took over the world, basically. So obviously you're you're going against them to get the revolution. So I like it because you basically have an open area where you have to get around and open areas of the map, and then there's like areas for just civilians where people live, and you go around helping them to a revolution, obviously. But yeah, it was like £9 from B&M, because now B&M do PlayStation 4 games and Xbox One games.
Bonkers.
It is. Like, I was like, I walked down, I went, no, I didn't see that. Walked back up again because Andy was doing his pocket money. I was just like, really? Like, because you could see the colours of blue and green. I was like, no. I went, oh yeah, they had a bunch of games. They had Fallout 4 was there. They had the Revolution. They had games I've never heard of in my life. And I was just like, this is B&M, and they've got some...
They also had some excellent Funko exclusives.
They did.
Target exclusives from America, Funko toys.
They are basically just the convention sellers.
They are.
You go there, you buy everything.
If you went in there with, let's say you took $3,000 into B&M and bought everything that looked Comic-Con-y, and then took that stuff to Comic-Con, you'd come away with $15,000.
It is insane. I'll never look. I mean, that has kind of killed things like Comic-Con for me, because we went to Play Expo in Blackpool and we wandered around and I didn't buy anything. I wanted to get my kids Pokemon somethings or whatever. And then we went to B&M in Blackpool and I saw, like, my kids wanted sour sweets. That was the main thing. But I saw so many things in there that I'd seen for 4 times the price in Play Expo that it has just killed me now. I'm like, I can't buy American sweets for £4 when they're £1 in B&M. I feel foolish, but it's just mental. It's just insane. But you're right. We should do that. We shouldn't have said this. We should have done it at MGPX, pretended we'd leveled up. Look how big we are.
Wow, what an idea. Yeah, Pab, edit this out.
Edit.
We're so big. We have crap sellers here now.
Yeah, we're gonna have 4 or 5 different stalls. There's gonna be sweets. There's gonna be pop vinyls. There's gonna be wrestling merchandise. There's gonna be everything, Pab. Edit this out immediately. Have you done it yet, Pab?
I've noted it. That we'll find out in the...
At the very least, we'll hire someone scrupulous weirdo to stand behind a table flogging it all.
Yeah, my brother's probably free that weekend.
We should get the comic book shop from in town to come and flog some comics as well. Just so I can look
through them. How are we going to make money from that?
We just charge them £1,000.
Charge them £400 for a stall. Yeah. I like Sheepdog's idea. But edit my £400 out, man.
You ruined me. It's like when you said to me, ring them and negotiate whatever price you said. And I just did no negotiating. And she gave me a price that was half what you said. And I came back to you going, yeah, I sorted it out for this much. And I thought, I look like I've been a frigging genius here. But I did nothing.
Look, if you were on The Apprentice, Claude would have been watching and he'd have known you did nothing. At least I tried to negotiate. That's how I live my life. I live my life like Claude is watching, and everyone should do the same.
I got us an extra hour. They were offering us 12 p.m. and I said, we like to go a bit later than that. And she said, I'll give you 1 a.m. And I thought, that'll get us to 2.
I don't want to be there until 1 a.m. What is this? I want to be home by 10:30.
Yeah, but some people like to drink.
Exactly. They can go somewhere else.
But the hotel bars are full.
Yeah, I don't want it to sound like... I realise out loud as I'm saying it that most people don't. That's been the old thing of most MGPXs, isn't it? That most of us there are like...
Don't tell them that.
We're all right.
Don't tell them that. Down at the tap.
What, the pub? No, as far as the tap's concerned...
No, don't worry. We'll eat plenty of Thai food.
We've got 100 pumbas coming and they're all going to spend deep. That's what I told the tap.
All the tap need is 1 pumba. They're fine.
They see him walking through the door. They're going to roll out a few more barrels.
He's back. He's real. He knew he existed. He's come back to us.
He's a big time podcaster now. He's probably not even...
Never heard of him.
So yeah, hopefully he'll come. What game were we talking about?
We're talking about, we got to B&M, I think.
B&M, yeah, Jesus.
The game of life.
What's the opposite of shysters? I was about to call them shysters, but they sell everything at conventions for a price. A glorious bunch.
Yeah, you just have to keep an eye on it because their stock rotates around so quickly. You have to be in there once a week just to see what they've got this week. But I said to Anna, this Funko thing that I bought, when I got home, I had a look to see how much it was on eBay, and I could have sold it on eBay for 4 times what I paid for it I got it for a tenner in B&M, and it was going on eBay only on US import for £20 plus £20 postage from the US. There was none in the UK on eBay. So I'm thinking I could have gone and bought 5 more, stuck them on for 25, 30 quid and made a killing.
eBay's mental though, because they keep emailing me saying, you're a valued customer. Here's 15 quid off. And I just buy something for 20 quid that costs me a £5. I don't really get it. I'm not valued at all. I'm a terrible customer. I'm hemorrhaging the money, but they keep doing it. So I keep biting and I don't get what they're getting from because I'm handing over a £5. I got the Squirrel Girl Funko for like a quarter of the price it should have been, and eBay paid the rest. So the person that sold it, benefited. I benefited. How do eBay benefit from that? I can't get around it. I feel like I'm missing a trick and I'm being dumb somewhere, but I don't get how that works. Maybe someone tweet me if you figured out their secret sauce and know what they're doing, because at the moment they're just buying me fancy stuff. It's nice.
That's nice.
That's all they want. Perhaps it's just all about kitting Sheepdog out with some fancy stuff.
Maybe Eric Bay is a listener and wants me to have nice things.
Most people are listeners at one point or another.
Elon Musk, yeah.
Exactly.
And yet Chris Akabusi still hasn't tweeted me back.
We can neither confirm or deny whether he's going to be appearing at MGPX.
Yes. It's bad blood there.
I'm not saying he's not going to be there.
All you are saying is a wooga.
Yeah, let's just leave it at that. We won't confirm he's not there.
Seems fair.
Right, who's next?
Have you played anything?
Yeah, Mario. The thing we talked about at the start of the show.
Mario.
And then Mario Kart. And that's about it. Football. A little game called Football Manager. I don't know if you're familiar with that one.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I played a little game called Minecraft earlier. And I don't really... Is the whole point of that just getting through a portal to kill the Ender Dragon? The only game.
Point, really,
no, well, that's the effective, like, that's where you get credits for beating the dragon. Yeah,
because we did that on creative mode and it blew the kids' mind. they were on the creative mode and I just googled it. Can you get to the Ender Dragon on creative mode? And you could. So I just built a portal, sent them there, and they were like, "Well, what is this?" And took the poor dragon down, which feels like an awful thing to do. You're going to his turf and you're murdering the Ender Dragon. That's not on. But Ollie asked me if we'd play it earlier, and I'd said to him, right, I'm not playing it in creative mode. I'm playing it in survival mode. That's, this is how we roll now in this house. And we died quite a few times, but I'm like, is that what I'm doing now? Am I just basically preparing him to go and murder that poor innocent dragon again? Is that all to it now, or is there some other end game I can work towards instead?
Base Minecraft, yeah, that is vanilla Minecraft. That is effectively what there is other things to do, but I mean, that's pretty much it, yeah.
Because I can't be bothered to just I built an amazing emerald and covered it with all sorts of awesome stuff. And I've done all that. It's like, I just want to, I don't know.
Have you been into is there a Minecraft store still thing on there? There's like all sorts of mod packs and stuff in there, aren't there now? What have you? I
went through the whole way. I spent 2 hours of my life trying to get Minecraft. Microsoft stopped telling me to upgrade it for free. I went through that on the podcast, didn't I? Yes. Now I'm on that version because they upgraded it finally. It's just riddled with store offers. Ollie played on the Christmas one.
Yes.
And the Panda update, there was a Panda thing the other day called Pandemonium. It was like the Christmas special event. That's weird because you start it and there's like a narrator that talks about these pandas and you have to go around finding them all. And Ollie just put it in creative mode, cracked the wall down, climbed over it, went off into the distance. But what's surprising is there's this really weird, eerie museum, like it's a museum zoo where you go in and there's like the people who explode called? Creepers?
Creepers.
Yeah, there's like a creeper exhibit There's a zombie exhibit, a skeleton exhibit, whatever the fire things are called. So he's walking through this weird museum / zoo where this zookeeper, who had pandas at the entrance, has everything else on the inside. And I just thought, this guy must be evil. But then I was slightly concerned because what Ollie basically did was smash the glass and freed all the monsters. So now the zoo's overran, and he just carried on about his time just finding more pandas out and about around the world. I don't really know what the real story was. I might have to fire it up in survival mode and see what it was, but I assume it's going to be some sort of evil zookeeper, judging by the amount of monsters he keeps out back, once you sort of climb out of the panda enclosure. But, yeah, it's an interesting little update there. I didn't realise Minecraft did all that. I mean,
yeah, there's
1,000-year-old game.
Yeah, I mean, the PC is where it's at for mods and stuff, and like story packs and what have you.
As I mentioned earlier, Pab, we're rockers, not mods. So,
I know, but like I say, there's also a battle mode. Have you tried battle mode on the console? There's like death matches that you can do, and there's like races you can have, like with the gliders.
I'm not sure they're old enough to be put into death matches. I mean,
it's only local. It's not like it's online. It's only local.
Yeah, they're only killing each other, not strangers.
That's what I mean. I don't mean saying like you're going into bloody Call of Duty or anything. It's like a local thing.
I don't know. I'm surprised anyone would want that. The fighting mechanics on Minecraft are pretty basic, aren't they?
It's like, what's that mode where you destroy the floor underneath people? There's a game mode that people made where you have lava underneath and then there's snow on the top or something, and you've got to destroy the blocks from underneath them. That's a game mode in there.
Was it Asriel and people like that? They set up the world, and we played that once, didn't we? I remember that. That was good times.
Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff. Like I said, there's quite a lot of stuff in Minecraft. It's quite overwhelming as well, I think, for in the menus and all this different things in it. It's kind of bonkers. What else have I played? Let's have a look. I'll tell you what I did play. So after failing to do Red Dead and playing Smash for 4 hours on Saturday, on Sunday I forced myself to play Red Dead 2.
You forced yourself.
I was like, my allotted time on Saturday was for Red Dead and it didn't happen. So I have to do something about this. I have to right this wrong. And
this is people's game of the year, Pab, and you're forcing.
I'm not seeing it in people's game of the year at all, but maybe I'm just looking in the wrong places. But it seems because I've listened to many game of the year podcasts and I've heard how the game ends. I've heard the main beats of the game. And I just went, right, okay, all I'm going to do now, all I'm doing is like the yellow markers now. I'm not bothered. I don't want to do, the game behaves in a manner that I don't want to go and looking for things realistically. I just want to do the story. So I'm in chapter 2. And I heard someone say this the other day that said, chapter 1, people think is a tutorial. No. Chapter 2 is a tutorial. Chapter 1 is the, look at this game, look what we did. We've done it.
Well, that's terrible. That's not what I want to hear. I don't want to hear that once I get to that bit, I've got to start learning the game. I mean,
you've done more than me, Sheepdog, I'm sure.
All right. I got to a town and then went off hunting bears, killed a legendary bear, stumbled across the Ku Klux Klan, got my gun out, got murdered by the Klan, and I haven't been back to it since.
I'm not far past you then, Sheepdog. I'd only just pretty much the story mission where you go hunting is the story mission I just finished in the game.
So you're not past me at all, Pab.
Not really. Well, I am now because I've done 2 more missions past you. But like I said, when I started on last weekend, and I don't even done the Dutch story mission yet. I've been doing the Strauss missions, which are the ones where you go in debt collecting.
Oh yeah.
So before I did that, I found the ledger and suddenly realised where the upgrade stuff is. That's how far into it. The ledger is the thing that you want to be there to upgrade. You upgrade the stuff. Yeah. You don't need to. They don't rely on you as much to go and feed them and bring money in and stuff like that, because it kind of the camp becomes like self-sufficient at a certain point. So I was like, I need to get that up and running because I don't want to deal with. I have to keep running back every 20 minutes to go and do it. But anyway, yeah, I just started playing it. and doing the Strauss missions, which is just deck collecting. And then in the middle of one of them Strauss missions, someone said, "Oh," then one of the girls came and went, "Oh, that Mary's been after you, been back looking for you." And he's like, "What?" And I realised, I think, yes, you go to Mary, and Mary's an old love interest, isn't she, or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
You played that one, Anna, yeah.
Yeah.
I played that one, and that was I enjoyed doing that story mission just simply because you kind of do just wander off a bit, and you go, and she's lost a brother or something. Her brother's gone to a cult or something.
Yeah.
And you go and find him, and there's these guys in white robes with, and you think, oh God, what is this? And it's not them kind of white robes. It's just guys with like kind of like hippies. They've got white robes with a picture of a turtle on the front of them.
Yeah.
And doing some sort of weird religion type thing. So that was fun, but I did a mission which kind of hit me hard because it was like, because I know the beats of the story now and I know where it's leading to immediately when I did this certain mission. I'm not going to say anything. Where you're doing one of the Strauss deck collecting missions and you go to the guy on the farm.
Right, got you. Yep.
And I know where that's going. And I was like, damn, I kind of wish I didn't know that now. I know what happens, because it doesn't tell you. It's obviously not going to tell you straight away what happens. It's something leading on to it that follow up the repercussions of that mission. And I'm like, oh damn, I wish I didn't know that bit. But then again, I wouldn't be playing it if I didn't know the story and like how I wanted to see it anyway, just because of how the story goes. I've heard heard what it is, and it seems it's enough for me to want to go and play that game. But I played 2 hours of it. I played a good solid 2 hours straight, and I could see how people get sucked into that game. I can see it, because a lot of people have said that you've got to kind of just give over to it and live the lifestyle of it and kind of role play it. And, you don't just go, okay, get on with it. You kind of just got to go, yeah, Arthur wouldn't be belting it round this town. He'd be sauntering through it. He wouldn't be going alpha lever on his horse, because he doesn't want to run his horse ragged. He'd just be cantering around and stuff. You know what I mean? You've got to kind of role play as him. So I kind of give into that a little bit.
I think that's what puts me off it, feeling like I'm basically role-playing the hard work and effort that a cowboy has to do. I'd rather just not.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's not everybody's cup of tea, and that's why it's not been like... And like I say, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's not... Like I say, it's... The controls are just kind of bonkers for me. The controls in that game seem so unintuitive and so...
Oh yeah, it is.
It seems it's like
I don't like it.
I said at the time, it feels like arrogance on their part of like saying, "This is how we think we should play it. There's no way to change it. You're going to play it this way, and you're going to enjoy it. And if you don't enjoy it, get out. I don't care. There's no people will like it, so get lost."
I'd have liked that 5-6 years ago. Now I'm like, yeah, I'll go then. See ya.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. That's the reason it's taken me so long to go back, because I have no real desire to do it.
I've had my money, so I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't feel smug about that. I feel damn it about that. I haven't sold.
But it's. I can see the good in the game. But it's also, I can also see the bad, with the controls and the mechanics and the cores. Stupid cores. I hate the core systems and. Oh, your horse is tired. Give it an apple.
Oh, God, yeah, I know. I hate them. I still don't understand why mine's always red.
Yeah.
Do you think they should just stick a little cheat in or something to stop that sort of stuff happening?
The cores on the camp are always red until you upgrade it to a certain point. Apparently, I heard this somewhere. So it seemed like you're always on like death's door if you camp. Your camp's always in like dire need of everything. But you upgrade it to a certain point. Yeah.
My food one's always white, and the other two, because I don't. Anna told me how to do it, but the 2 times I've checked, I couldn't figure it out. So they're just going to die.
No, they'll be fine. They won't die.
Well, then why am I bothered?
Camp's an integral part of it, because like at a certain point you won't be able to push past a certain point until you do something about it. But you won't lose character, I don't think, because they kind of be part of they're all like integral part of the story.
See, if it was a well-made game, they would be integral and they would die, and they just figure out a way around that, wouldn't they?
Well, they might. I'm just assuming that, like I say, because of the what I've heard about the game and the story beats of the game, you can't realistically lose certain characters because they need to be in the game.
I've not lost anyone, but then I've upgraded 100%. So
yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to upgrade everything and whatever you get it all upgraded fully, sufficiently, self-sufficient, and so they can live off the land themselves instead of me keep bringing a deer back for them and chucking a pocket watch in and stuff like that. Oh.
Yeah.
Why are you chucking a pocket watch into a deer?
You chuck a pocket watch into the money jar and they go, okay, we'll sell that, and it's like $12. Thanks. And you go in the ledger and you go, right, who's been coughing up here? Who's been chipping in? Because I'm the only one putting money in this jar here. What's going on? You go through the ledger and you can literally look at it to every single person in the camp. You can go like, he's put that in, they've put that in, they've put that in. You can go through it all and you're like, you've only put $5 in. You kind of have grievances with AI characters because you've only put $5 in and I've put 25 in. You're like, what are you doing, you lazy sod?
Shoot them in the neck when they do that.
You probably. No, you can't shoot things in the camp, can you? You can't do things. You can't shoot.
No.
You should be allowed to send people out. I mean, they had that in I think Breath of Fire 3. You had like a little fairy village and you could go in there and say, right, you lot, go and build. You lot, go and hunt. You lot, go and make some money, run some businesses. And you would just give them all a kick up the backside. And when you came back 3 hours later, you'd be like, you only brought in a quarter of what everyone else has brought in. You're on building duty now. Get out into the swamps and build, and that would be fun. I'd enjoy that if I could just go to my camp and kick people in for not performing and sack people off, because you would just exile fairies in that little kind of innocent things. I don't know why you were their overlord, but yeah, you just exile them if they weren't good enough.
Like I say, Sheepdog, I think you kind of need these people, there's a certain number of people you need to, the story beats in it that require, people to be in it and people to be around for certain points. So you can't just cart them out and go, well, we'll lose it.
So I just invest in the railway or something like that. Just research what was going to be big that year in history and invest all our money in that.
Well, yeah, maybe.
Sorry, go on, I interrupted you.
My strange occurrence in Red Dead this week being, so I've got to a point in the game where just O'Driscolls are just turning up randomly all the time. Is that a thing that happened? O'Driscolls just started turning up, and I was like, oh, get lost. I don't need 3 of you chasing me, because I've just started the game. I don't know what the guns are or anything. I'm just running around like an aimless idiot, just don't know what I'm doing. And I just come out of camp, and these guys just kind of come after me on a horse. So I run back to camp, and I'm getting shot, and I'm like, I can see the guy on the perimeter. I can see John stood there on the perimeter. I'm like, yes, I'm in. Right, okay. Doesn't do anything. Doesn't do a thing. I get gunned down. Nobody does anything. Nobody bats an eye that I'm coming running back to camp. And I honestly thought in this game they would have had Arthur shouting, see O'Driscolls or something, and they all come running and gun them down or whatever. No, nothing. I get killed. Wake up in my bed. Like, brilliant. Is what it is. But yeah, I'm going to try and play a bit more each weekend now. Just a little bit more, just a couple of hours here and there, and just play the story missions and just see where it takes me. Because, like I say, I think it's good, but in spite of all of the negative things that it's lumbered with.
I want to be clear. I think it's good too. I just kind of.
Oh yeah.
I know that it's such a sink. I don't ever see it reaching the end of it.
Oh no, that's the thing. That's the other thing. It's such a big, long game, isn't it? Insane.
Since I've bought it, I've played at least 2 or 3 other games to as far as I can with them, and I've played a lot of family games. And I've just had whole kind of 2-3 day periods where I've built massive things in Minecraft with Ollie. So it's like, it's not that I'm not gaming. I'm gaming more than ever, but that poor thing, that game there that I would have ripped someone's arm off for 2 years ago is 2 years too late, essentially, I guess.
Yeah, I can see that.
Bunch of monsters.
You didn't like it either.
No, Rockstar are a bunch of monsters.
Oh.
It's not that I didn't like it. It was that I put a whole evening aside to play the tutorial, which I've now been informed was the free tutorial.
Effectively, it seems to me like there are tutorial stuff in that start, but all the stuff that you need to play through chapter 2 to learn mechanics of what, the ledgers, the journals, the different people that you go sell your stuff to and stuff like that. And it's all about learning the minutiae and the whole like gameplay loop. It comes in chapter 2.
If I wanted to learn, I'd do something educational. Yeah.
Like learn French.
Exactly, which Sheepdog tells me I'm not allowed to do.
No, I just said you're a bit of a plonker for doing it.
Yeah.
I didn't learn American when I went to America.
You're already fat and bald. You're already influent.
I stole Mr. Sob's joke there, I have to say, on at Bungo Burrows on Twitter, who said that Sheepdog didn't bother learning English when he went there. But you're only there for, 4 days?
But it's fun.
Who are you going to speak to? You're going to Disney, then you're leaving Disney.
I just thought it'd be nice to learn some French, Sheepdog. Is that all right with you?
No.
Am I allowed to learn French?
No.
My heritage?
Well, the Shab man.
Yeah, I'm like a 16th French. I'm learning a bit.
Yeah. No, to be fair, I took more offence when I didn't already know enough French to passably talk to people in France. I mean, you were taught it at GCSE level for, 4 years?
I wasn't. I did German GCSE.
I did both.
Year 9.
And that's why I was all right. When I went to Germany and France, I knew what was going on. Didn't feel the need.
Well, I don't know what's going on in French, so I'm learning enough to know what's going on. So me and the rest of the clan are having a French learning competition, which I am currently winning.
Oui?
Exactly.
Oui. Have you part of me doesn't really, I don't want this to feel like a thinly veiled attempt to drag out into other segments.
Stop it.
But have you watched the new Daredevil season?
No, because we've been too busy watching Titans, which is incredible.
Cool. I've only seen the first one. I think the first one, and I thought it was all right, but I haven't watched the rest of it. But I've got this annoying situation where my friends from back home we've got like a Marvel group on WhatsApp now for some reason. I think it's because someone didn't want any spoilers for Infinity War, and then it became the bit where we chat about all the Marvel stuff. And they all talked about how Daredevil season 3 was the best thing since sliced bread. And I've been watching it with Claire, and my God, it's just rubbish. It's so stupid.
I haven't watched any of that lot since I got halfway through Jessica Jones season 1 and haven't watched any more of any of the rest of them.
Yeah, Jessica Jones season 1 was all right.
Jessica Jones was good.
But then from that point, it's just been getting worse and worse.
It got Arrowverse syndrome. There was too much of it for me to keep up with.
Yeah, Jessica Jones season 2 was terrible, and I was ready to that I should just skip Jessica Jones, Luke Cage and Iron Fist and watch Daredevil. And I said to them, I was like, I'm watching Daredevil, it's terrible. They said, keep going. I said, I'm 6 episodes in and I'm glad it got cancelled because it's terrible. And they're all shocked and appalled and telling me I was a maniac. But they said it's clever and it's not. All the characters make weird decisions. And I was hoping that one of you had seen it. I'm guessing you haven't, Pab.
What's this again? Sorry.
Daredevil.
No, I've not watched any Daredevil.
No. Someone on Twitter hit me up and tell me why this is absolute rubbish, because we're 8 episodes in now and Claire wants to finish it out of sheer perseverance and I'm telling her she's wrong. But she said that about Preacher. We ended up watching it and that was really good, the rest of season 3. So I'm kind of like, okay, I'll let her keep putting it on. I'm not going to watch it, and I'm still not enjoying Daredevil any more or less, whereas Preacher, watching that without caring and leaving the room and coming back in and all of that stuff, it was suddenly a much better show. I love it. Trying to watch that religiously didn't work, but I just wanted to find out what to say. Somebody messaged me, by the way, the other day saying they wanted the comic segment back. So have you read anything, Kev?
Loads, but I haven't written any of it down, so I don't remember what it was.
What's your one hot take suggestion for people to go out and read if they haven't already?
Batman White Knight, is that what it's called?
Yeah. White
where
Knight,
Joker becomes good. It's superb.
I heard it was good.
Superb.
I just finished reading the whole run up to Batman and Catwoman getting married.
I'm reading that at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you how it goes or anything like that, like what the story's like or whatnot, but I'd seen a lot of people moan online about and kick off. And I mean, it's still going. Do you know what I mean? It's still a story that's going and going, and it'll probably be the story for. There's so much going on with it. That's not the story, if that makes sense. The story is loads of other things, but it's interesting seeing that there's such a divide about people who feel like that's all gone weird. And
Tom King can do no wrong. It's just, it's the best Batman I've ever read.
It's really, I love it. It's so good. But there's people going, Tom King, and I'm like, what have you been reading?
I have never seen Tom King write a bad sentence, let alone a bad story.
But then I'm also reading the Bendis Superman stuff, and I was nervous because I know that, you know, he's going to be good, but people were moaning that, oh, he's not going to write this right. And I'm really enjoying it. And there's people going, oh, F Bendis and screw Bendis. And I'm like, what's wrong? People are stupid. It's annoying. They're both really freaking good. And Flash has just gone nuts with, there's not just the Speed Force anymore. There's the Sage Force, the Strength Force, the something else Force that I've forgotten the name of. And that whole thing has just kind of smashed all the stuff that happened with Dark Matter really changed DC. It's just unloads. It's been really, really fun. And I just don't get what people are moaning about. But yeah.
But headline news, watch Titans. Everybody, watch Titans.
Yeah. Is it on Netflix fully now? Like the whole thing?
3 episodes. Was it 2 or 3 episodes of it this afternoon?
To a little bit.
It's I just love the fact that it's not tied into anything else, which is good. It means I can just watch this and enjoy it and not worry about getting bogged down in nonsense. But it's also taken on a much more adult, gritty take on it. It's still Greg Berlanti involved in it. But I think Jeff Johns is on there as an executive producer as well, taking on his overlooking everything DC role that he's been doing for the last couple of years now. And it's super violent, littered with swearing.
Don't let kids watch it.
It's a very, very adult take on DC.
It's a bit like a night out with me again, and we're getting back.
It is. But everyone knows I'm a big Nightwing fan, and it's Nightwing being Nightwing, and it's awesome. And good. North out of Detroit is in it too. And that's
you? Which one's she?
She's Dove. Okay. If you've only watched the first episode, you won't have come across Hawk and Dove yet.
What confuses me is that I can't remember what it's called now. They're doing another program on that. In America, they're doing a DC. This is not Netflix, but I assume we're going to get the Harley Quinn program, whatever it's called. It's
Harley Quinn's Birds of Prey, isn't it? I thought they were doing Birds of Prey with.
Oh, maybe they are. I thought they were going to do Harley Quinn. Maybe they've done.
I thought they were doing Birds of Prey with Harley Quinn in it as well.
Is the other one called Doom Patrol?
Doom Patrol looks amazing. Yeah.
Have you not seen the terrible? He looks so
upset. He's fainted.
Yeah.
No, I saw pictures of him standing there with his arms folded, and it looks really weird. That like as a choice for Cyborg, it's like this really slim, fancy Dan-looking man who he looks like a model, and you're like, Cyborg's meant to look like an American football player who's rock hard, and you know he's a bit of a boss.
Doom Patrol is weird though. Doom Patrol is it's Young Animal, isn't it? Doom Patrol now, isn't it? Yeah, Doom Patrol is always much the indie, weird kind of like experimental stuff. So I mean, it wouldn't surprise you.
A whole episode about a burrito, a whole issue about a burrito or something.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I'm not saying he's going to be a write-off, but I've just googled Doom Patrol Cyborg, and he just doesn't look the part. I mean, I don't know whether that's just a bad picture, and when you get the program on, you'll be like, oh no, he really does. They cast him, so they must know what they're doing. But I'm wondering whether this means that these programs are all going to intertwine, because I haven't read anything that says they are.
No!
Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't realise you just said you prefer it doesn't. But why? But Cyborg has to be part of the Titans, doesn't he?
He's not. He's not in the first 2 seasons.
No, but that's what I'm saying. He is in the Ultimate thing.
Yeah, but there's loads of people who are supposed to be in Titans that aren't in this Titans TV show.
I reckon these will end up merging together a bit
Well, then I'll stop watching at that point, like I did with Arrow, like I did with the Marvel stuff. They need to stop doing it. Just let me have a standalone show that I can sit and enjoy. And I only have to find room for 10 episodes a year, and I'm happy. That's
They
what
don't
I've
cross
got
over
to-
that much. I mean, you could get away with only watching Arrow these days.
Nah, not going to happen.
They
I'm
didn't.
done with all that.
They
I'm
didn't.
too far behind to ever catch up now.
They didn't include Legends of Tomorrow in this year's one, and they got like in their episode they got a little memo while they were doing their other stuff, and one of them just went, "Oh, it must be the annual meetup," and I just thought that's brilliant. They all kept calling it the annual meetup across the different episodes, and referencing the fact that they only see each other once a year when something mental happens. But you've got
Christmas.
you've got to catch up on that because they're doing Crisis on Infinite Earths next year.
No, not interested.
You are interested.
I'm not at all interested.
You are interested.
Nope. I'm like 3 seasons behind on everything. I do not have time to watch 120 episodes of TV to catch up.
You're interested.
No, couldn't care less.
Just watch Flash. You'll be all right.
Nah. I'll just watch Titans.
Just watch a YouTube video that says like 5 minutes.
I'm a little bit upset that there doesn't seem to be a Flash in the Titans show, which is a bit upsetting.
That is odd. Yeah, where's Wally?
Not in
I
it.
did not realise that was a reference.
He's already in the Flash.
Yeah, I suppose that, yeah, if they put him in it, it would wreck it, I suppose. I'm surprised that because the bloke who plays Wally West in The Flash left because he said he wanted to do something else with his life. And I reckon the real reality behind that, they just didn't write him any decent stories. It's a shame that they didn't just give him a boatload of money and send him over there because that would have dragged all the Arrowverse people. But then I suppose it would have forced them to.
And then they could have been adult and super violent and sweary.
Well, they could have. I mean, they could have just had...
Nightwing is a vicious, vicious monster, and it's delicious.
Yeah. They could have had Wally just run so fast he disappears in a puff of going off to another world, smoke, and ends up in Earth 29 where these lot are. Because that would be... If they ever tried to converge them together, it would just make up a number between 1 and 52, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Well, you managed to get your comics and TV section in.
I did, and I feel like that... I can't remember the person.
Even though we never talked about the Aquaman movie, so we've missed out an entire movie as well, or the Spider-Verse movie, or all these other good movies.
Have you seen the Spider-Verse one?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yep. I haven't had I can't afford the cinema. I can't afford it. But I want to see it. I heard it's fantastic.
It's superb. Even Anna enjoyed it.
Mm.
I tried to convince Emily to go see it on her birthday, but she went and saw Mary Poppins, so I stayed home in protest.
She made a great mistake because
she did.
The Spider-Verse movie is superb.
She let herself down. She let her dad down.
I never thought I'd get Anna to go and watch a superhero cartoon film, but she enjoyed it more than normal Spider-Man. So now I'm going to try and convince her to go to all the cartoon films.
The cartoon films for DC, I mean, not DC, sorry, for superheroes are usually not limited physically.
Yeah, exactly. So there's no way they could have done a Spider-Verse movie.
It makes me laugh thinking if Disney or Ghibli had done these films with just some artiness to them, they'd all be massive. But because they're... I
think the Spider-Verse one was massive.
Oh, yeah, that one is massive. It's comic book adaptations that are made, and they're on Netflix, and they've got like it says to me like, oh, we're 70% sure you'll like this, and I'm like, I'm 90% sure I'll like it. Like, I haven't got time, or Claire won't let me put it on, but I'm pretty certain I'll like this. It's just, people don't seem to buy into it, and I know that if I watch one and like it, that's just going to be 1,000 hours of my life I won't get back because I'll go through all of them.
Well, you should watch this one. You should go to the cinema.
Oh, God, no, I will. I'll watch it when it comes on telly or something, I guess, at this rate, because I can't afford the cinema. Someone used to buy cinema in Deepin. Let me subscribe to it.
Yeah, I was going to say, how does that help? Is it the petrol to get to the cinema you can't afford?
No, it's just that I can't. The one we have doesn't have a subscription thing to it, and I can't get to the one that does.
You need to get your car insurance through the Meerkat Man.
I do, but that's like...
Then you and Kirsty could go for a tenner between you, like me and Anna do.
Yeah, but I need to be able to just turn up when I want. On my way home from work, just think, I'm going to go watch Spider-Man. Sod the family. Can't be bothered.
Well, then you could still do it for less than a tenner then.
Yeah, but I can't if I've got a subscription, I can say, well, I had to. I'm paying 20 quid a month. I've got to watch films.
Just take an afternoon off work, go and spend a tenner on a film. Sorted.
I had 2 days off earlier in the week, you fool. If I'd have known
go to the cinema then.
Why didn't you suggest it when I was moaning about little I had to do that I did?
I thought you were too busy writing an angry letter about your garage.
I was. Took me 2 days and all.
Good. Right, are we done?
I think we
Aquaman was
are.
good, by the way. That's my Aquaman review. It was good. So go
Even
watch
my
it.
mum liked that, and she doesn't like anything, and she said good.
Yeah, you enjoyed Aquaman, didn't you, Anna?
Anna's not my mum.
It's alright.
And Anna's never enjoyed a DC anything.
I
But
just
she's
find
like
them
two-
very boring.
But
And
you've liked 2 DC things this week, or this last couple of weeks, Aquaman and Titans.
I thought you were going to say Spider-Man, and I was like, Kev. What about AC/DC? Do you like them?
Who?
Nothing.
Exactly.
It was a rubbish joke. It was a terrible joke.
Right, well, little reminder at the end of the show, for those of you who just listened to the end, because everyone knows the end is the cool part, MGPX is back, lelujo.fm/MGPX to get your tickets sorted. Don't just sit and wait and turn up on the day. If you're pretty sure you're free on the 20th of July and you want to come, get your tickets now to make sure the event can happen. If we don't fund that Indiegogo by the deadline, we'll just have to cancel the room. So if you want to come, lelujo.fm/MGPX, it's going to be awesome. And you get to see Sheepdog with his shirt off.
But my t-shirt on.
Yeah, I wasn't going to get into those kind of details. Let's not get lost in the weeds of the details, Sheepdog. There's also a link to that on my Twitter, which is @lelujo.
Whoever gets Chris Akabusi to turn up to this event.
What?
What?
Has he not done this podcast before?
Okay, you can follow me at RB.
I'm at Miss Lelujo.
And I'm at Pab 1986.
Excellent. Good work. Well, now you can continue with your Akabusi rant.
I wasn't listening to what you were going to say. I was just going to say whoever gets Chris Akabusi to come, I'll buy him a drink.
What will you buy me? Do I get to choose the drink? If I get Akabusi
To the value of £6, yeah. That's quite a good drink. Think about that.
Will I get a
not-
Five Guys bacon and peanut butter milkshake for that?
Maybe.
Yeah, but I'm not driving you to Five Guys for it.
Oh, do you have to buy me the drink on that day, or can I just?
No,
cash it
yeah,
at
you
some
can
point
bank
in the
it. Yeah,
future?
you can bank it until such time that we are queuing.
Right, I'm going to get Akabusi there because I want a milkshake.
Sounds like a plan.
See you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Bye.
Thanks for listening, folks.